And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Careful Boys, where we got Steve Chen blessing us. Oh my goodness! All right, so you already through absolute discipline, grind, and hustle became a millionaire, even while you were still teaching.
At 17 years old, can you believe that?
I don't know if that was exactly the fact, but we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that.
I don't know how old were you when you became a millionaire?
I would say, well, I mean, it fluctuates, right? Because your net worth is like, my net worth is in the markets.
Yeah.
So we're like 33, 34.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Big up.
Well done.
Let's go.
Trying to be like Steve. 33.
We were millionaires for like a week or something. Anyways.
We were 5. Don't forget that shit.
So, that all of this eventually led to Call to Leap, and which again, even on your IG, you got over 2 million followers, and you basically have financial programming to teach people how to reach the financial independence. And
He's like the modern day non-scammy Richard Kiyosaki. Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Thanks.
Just buy a gold mine, dude.
He's all thanks.
Seems like he took it as a big compliment.
He's like, wow, that's so honored.
But yeah, let's talk about Call to Leap, how that developed, how you thought about that, how it's doing, how it blew up.
Yeah. So we started back in 2020. That's when we just...
When you say we, who is that?
Oh, it's just me and I had a couple of friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I can start this whole thing, maybe start some videos. I was looking at Instagram and TikTok and trying to figure out how to make videos and go viral and everything and make just posts. So when I was so I told my parents in 2019 I was gonna do this. And then funny enough, I was going to tell my coworkers and all my teachers that I was going to quit. But actually, COVID happened in 2020. So then I just remember everything just shut down. I had to teach all my students on Zoom. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of a nice segue for me to just leave my job. And then, because for teachers, we end our school year in May, last week of May. So then I told all my teachers, I remember I wrote this letter to them. I was like, hey guys, thanks for, all the years of support. I love you guys. And I wrote, my goal right now is to teach finances to everyone. I'm going to be on this platform called TikTok, and then on YouTube, and I'm going to do all this stuff. And yeah, but thank you, I love you guys. And I just signed off. Wow. And then I sometimes look at that letter that I wrote. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it. Yeah. I actually did it, yeah.
You have a hit list of Mr. Belvedere, your eye roll,
Belvedere,
fuck you bitch, Mr. Chavez, you snarky little bitch. You all gonna see me one day. Now what's up, fool?
P.S. People don't forget.
That's one of the 3 devils that he has on his shoulders talking.
That was all 3 of them.
No, everyone was super happy for me. But we did this, or I started this, and then we launched in July 4th, 2020, and then we made videos. We're just trying to figure this whole thing out. And then I just blew up on TikTok, because everyone was just looking at their phones at that time, right?
Yeah.
And
what a
YouTube,
time.
So many eyes, yeah. Great timing.
So literally on July 4th of 2020, I was like, okay, I'm gonna press the launch button, and then boom, I posted everything on all the social media platforms, and I had 0 followers on all platforms, and now we have 4 or 5 mil.
Holy moly.
That's cool, man. Independence for you and independence for America on the same day.
Yeah.
But I saw the problem. The problem that I encountered, that I experienced was, I worked with a lot of parents, and I saw that they struggled a lot, right? Financially, they're always working until 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and I resonated that myself because my parents worked super long hours too. And I also see all these stats where we all know 50% of Americans, they live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And a lot of people, once they hit 59, 60, 65 years old, a good chunk of them don't have enough for retirement. So it's really sad because, 3 things happen. They either have to downsize their lifestyle, they have to ask for their parents or their kids, for support. I'm sure we have friends, or maybe you guys support your parents, and I pay for things for my mom and dad. And then third, they have to go back to work at the age of 65, 67 years old. I just had a client call yesterday, I'm not gonna say names, but yeah, just she was telling me that she was trying to get an interview for another job, and she was like 65, 67 years old. And she's trying to find another job, and she like does not have enough saved up. So I'm like on this call, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel so heartbroken just hearing that.
Yeah.
So I mean, like all these stories that I hear and just like the personal things that I've seen from other people's lives, I'm like, okay, I really want to share financial literacy to everyone. Because in the public school system, I went in as a bright like young adult, like, oh, I'm going to change the public school system. I'm going to change the way we teach and pedagogy and everything. But I felt like I was just like a small little thing out of this whole big puzzle piece that I couldn't change. But then if I could control my own channel, I could, do this. I was like the boss of like I could share everything with the entire world. I felt like I had more leverage, I had more impact, right? So yeah, that's why I started developing all these videos, and I wanted to come from a place of more empathy too.
That's so cool.
Because I know there's like people online, they kind of like yell at you, like you gotta do this, and you
Dave
gotta,
Ramsey?
like
He don't yell that much.
He doesn't yell.
He calls you stupid if you buy dumb things.
With a southern accent though, so it's a little sweet.
If that lady at 65 told me, I would have been like, why did you spend so much?
Yeah.
Why?
Or like the Caleb Hammers, where he's like yelling.
Oh, he's funny.
But he's, yeah, it's
Hammer,
fun.
yeah.
He's yeah.
I do like Dave Ramsey though.
I do too.
Well, yeah, I felt like I wanted to do a different approach where it's like, okay, like this has happened. I don't want to make them feel even worse. Like
Yeah.
they're already in debt. They already don't know how to invest or anything.
That's
So I
true.
said, okay, like how about I develop this thing where it's like a systematic step-by-step process of like how do you get out of debt, go from negative to zero, and then how do we go from zero to positive, and then once we go from positive, like you're being able to save like $300, $500 a month, like how do we now shift that into investing so that your money can work for you? So my whole thing is like I want to provide as much free value as possible to like everyone, attainable, very step-by-step baby steps for people to follow. So yeah, so that's where we are with Call to Leap, and I'm very grateful to have like everyone follow us. I can't believe we have like 4 or 5 million followers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's so
Pretty
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes like I'm in bed, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I got all of you.
That's how many people want help though, dude. That's like, and then it's like the crazy thing is there's so many creators out there that are kind of giving similar information, but people still have an appetite for this stuff, and they're like, I'm trying to learn. I don't know what to do. Because if you think about like, was it Graham Stephan? He has his own stuff. Our buddy from was it Minority
Mindset.
Minority mindset.
and then I feel like there's so many people communicating very similar things, but then it still needs to reach a bigger audience. I feel like it's still not enough.
I feel like out of all the things you learn in school, the most important part is left out. Like, who gives a fuck about fucking photosynthesis and all that bullshit? It's like, you need to spend below your means, and when you make money, save for when you can't work anymore. I feel like that needs to get hammered in, like starting maybe even first grade or whatever, so you understand.
Yeah, the two things that are the most important that aren't taught but are too touchy is actually health and finance.
Yeah, for real.
And then, yeah, our school system sucks. They're all like, our school food system is a racket too.
Yeah.
Like the way that it runs. And then like also, I don't know if this country will be as profitable if there are too many financially savvy people, because most of the economy is ran on like, debt and consumerism and credit. So if you have, I don't know, like Japan is not a debt economy, right? So they have cash, they don't use credit, but they don't make as much money through the financial system because of that reason. No one wants to take a loan out. So I'm like, well, yeah, you have responsible financial savvy people, but like, they're not rich as America. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's like the catch-22 here is like, you have to have some people that are kind of dumb that you can make money off of, but it can't be the whole country wising up. I don't know.
But if everyone in the country invests in the S&P 500, isn't that beneficial for everyone?
I don't know.
Well, it's beneficial for everyone as long as not everybody cashes out at the same time.
I don't know. I would like everyone to have general finance IQ. That would be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone needs to have a Switch 2 as well.
Yeah, it just came out. I gotta get the new Mario Kart. I get this.
But if you think about it, like if people do just save, it's not like we can't. You know what I mean? More people can actually be able to buy
It's
it.
the behavior aspect.
But like everybody can indulge with a percent of their earnings if they've already taken care of the responsible percentage of their investment.
Yeah, people got different responsibilities.
Yeah, it's just that ratio is just different all across the country. So of course we're gonna have very, very financially illiterate people.
Steve, when you're working with your students and all that, like, do you have to talk about like behavior change, things like that? Because like I feel like people understand the X's and O's of like what they should be doing, but to actually put that in action is probably the biggest part, right? Like the hardest part for most people. Like, so do you cover that stuff in your curriculum or?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I tell people, like, you can follow like the $25 rule. Okay, so just before even that, the mindset of it all, everyone knows what to do, right? It's not like rocket science. Like you spend less, earn more, and then that's it, right? Like fitness, you move more, you eat less. As long as we do this, we can solve most of life's problems, I feel, right? So before even with this,
Yeah,
True, yeah.
But it's not easy for everybody, Anthony.
it's not as easy.
Yeah,
It's
Nick.
simple but not easy, for sure. So it's a lot of that behavioral change. So it's like, how do we make it attainable for people? So there's like these little rules I make. I go, okay, we can do the $25 rule, where you save $25 a month, right? And then slowly you can increase that by like another $25 the following month, like $50, and then $75. So it doesn't feel so like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I have to save all this money. So it's like pain. It's like more, there's not that much pain, right? It's like a little progressive overloader, right? Whatever, right? So we do that. And then also, like, I feel like community is very important for people. If they are surrounded with people who are constantly spending,
Like Vietnamese friends or something? No, man, on me, man. Pay for everybody dinner.
I'm gonna go out to eat with that guy.
But community is definitely like an important factor, right, of how people look at finances. If you see everyone, all your friends and family members, just going out and spending and going into debt, then that becomes like the norm for them.
That's true. My parents were horrible with money.
So we have a community, right? So it's like, oh, okay, then you can plug yourself into a community. You can talk to people. We all have the same strategies. Like, oh yeah, we have wins. Like we go, oh, I paid off my debt this week, or oh, I saved $200 this week. And the more you see it from everyone else, it becomes like a normalized thing, right? And if people who are introverts like myself, they don't want to like talk to people, then that's okay too. There are a lot of great books out there too. I feel like the more books that you read, it's like there's more like, oh, okay, I'm getting a lot of these affirmations from every book, confirmation, like this actually works, right? Oh, this person said you gotta save. This person says you gotta save. This person says you gotta invest. I guess I gotta do that too.
What are some of like the main books that you feel like are
good?
game changers for a lot of people?
I think Harry Potter.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I think everyone should read. I really like Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. I like some of like Tony Robbins stuff too, like Unshakable. There is Atomic Habits by James Clear. There is Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. There's Psychology of Money.
Wait, are there pictures in these books?
No, they're not pop-up books.
Psychology of Money is fun.
That one's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Psychology.
That one's Morgan Housel.
Yeah,
Morgan
that was
Housel.
really good.
There's I really like Scott Galloway's Algebra of Wealth. Right? They all talk about the same thing. Like you just start little by little, just invest it into S&P 500 and live below your means. That's like the main message.
I've been looking for a book that touches on this subject, and I haven't found one. Maybe you might know of one. But like what I realized in my own financial investing journey, it's kind of like you have to, like, I feel like total investing and finance is almost like being an MMA fighter. Like you have all these disciplines, right? But there's people that are millionaires in real estate or stocks or whatever, in retirement, learning how to leverage a retirement account to do other things, or crypto or whatever. And I feel like they're all kind of separate disciplines. And I was trying to find an MMA book of all of it so that I can have a very big macro mindset. Is there a book out there that kind of like goes, if you want to go into investing, this is the way to look at all of them, and then you dive
Investing for Dummies.
Is there one? Investing.
No, literally, they lay out everything that's general, but you probably know it all generally.
And they know like tax codes and like stuff like that too, or different retirement options.
Like it's kind of like introduction to real estate, introduction to stocks, all your options. So it's like to if you want to know what your options are. Like I'm talking about someone who doesn't know anything about finance.
So yeah, like what I'm asking for, I guess, is like through my journey it would be like, let's say with real estate, for example, right? You go, cool, I want to buy this home. You're like, fuck, I don't have 500,000. Then you learn about loans, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So if I put 20% down, I'm buying the price for today, but I reap the benefits of the appreciation 30 years later, and you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. Then you realize, oh wait, I can deduct the interest on my taxes. So now it starts crossing, like different barriers, right? Like you have real estate, then you learn about leverage, then you learn about tax codes, and I'm like, I wish there was one that kind of like taught me the MMA of all of it, where like because they all do end up bleeding together, but there's not one that like teaches you how to. And then I found out later on, if you have a retirement account, you technically can pull this money out penalty free if you're gonna buy real estate. So there's like, I'm like, I wish there was a book that encompassed all of that, so I don't have to go step by step. Because what I feel like what I learned in my investing journey is I go here and I'm like, well, if I would have known this, I would have done this. I'm like, okay, I learned a little bit. But then if I would have learned this, and I would have. So every step is if I would have learned. So I feel like I have to get my ass kicked 10 times before I go, oh, I could have just done this and then combined all 10. Is there a book that kind of like helps you like kind of bridge the gap between
everything? I'm thinking ChatGPT.
Or I guess that's also why
Book, but,
I guess that's also why maybe like programs like Call to Leap work for certain types of people, because somebody walked through those steps, got their ass kicked and burned every single way, so they found out. So then they could be like, if you pay this much per month for my course, let me just do this.
Yeah.
So like Bart, in a couple years after you got your ass handed to you so many times, that's exactly why everybody's gonna start paying you to teach them, because they're gonna be like, I don't want to go through that.
And it seems like there's so many options, like what type of things to invest in, like whether it's stocks or crypto or whatever. And then there's so many experts in each field.
Yeah, and there's such a specialty element to it too. That's why like even like having our CPA and stuff like that now, it's like the tax code changes every presidency or every couple of years, and you're like, I can't specialize in that. I actually just need a professional to tell me that happened, or this is something I should think about, so that I can generically look at my personal investments and stuff.
Because it depends on the goal too, right? Like how, like what you're gonna actually go for, what the actual end game is. Because I feel like that changes everything, right?
Because you're trying to blend lifestyle with what ROI you want and how safe the investment is and your risk tolerance, and like you're trying to put it all together, but it's not a one size fits all for the person that's reading the book.
And it's so overwhelming, which is why you should sign up. Call to Leap. Our boy Steve Chen over here.
Don't end up like me.
He's gonna be nice to you too. He's not gonna yell at you.